Following last year's theme on austerity and writing program administration, this year's conference call asked us to consider what to do when faced with bureaucratic interference, austere or otherwise. It asked what we might try and urged us that nothing could be too far-fetched. Far-fetched. That phrasing choice made me pause because it alludes to something in the distance, maybe nearly out of sight and perhaps unattainable because you would have to go far to retrieve it. Fetch. Well, I can't ignore that normally we have used fetching as a verb for servants and dogs, those who must obey a bidding or to retrieve something. We certainly wouldn't say to our academic superiors, "Go fetch me some funding for our new writing initiative," or "That college policy is fetching, but do find a more logical one. Come on, fetch." Yet, in contrast, our deans, provosts, or presidents often compel WPAs to develop programs that raise retention, improve FTE numbers, or lower teaching costs as a means to fetch better institutional statistics. As WPAs, we do a lot of fetching at our institutions. We go out and discover innovative programming and bring it back to our colleges. If they don't like it, we go out and fetch something else in return. At some point, a WPA must just think, WTF? What the fetch? Beyond this term's sense of retrieving something, such as a bundle of money, or a capable group of instructors, or a new, less time-consuming job, this term far-fetched also has a sense of time. It harkens to the future, a distant moment looking ahead when something might happen. If we just wait long enough and stride forward assiduously enough, we might achieve a far-fetched goal. To do so, we would need to endure the chronological tick-tock and wait for the Kairotic moment to fetch the just right writing program prize so that we can then run with it. In this panel, we consider the when of our bureaucratic decision-making, asking these temporal questions. When does the administrative moment seem right? What institutional climate, systemic conditions, and or financial opportunities make it the correct instant to step in and take action for the writing program? How does the history of an institution, as well as its current going-ons, offer a Kairotic context to begin innovations or reforms for the future of the writing program? What people, places, or things on campus control the timing of events? The temporal power brokers, if you will, who can affect how writing is taught and how it is valued. How long should a WPA wait before demanding action of a complacent department, or just decide the time is nigh to throw in the proverbial towel? How do these types of writing program decisions line up with the already established time constraints at our universities, such as class time, the semester, the academic calendar, the deadline to submit grades, the financial fiscal year, the tenure promotion clock, and, sigh, early retirement? How long will it take to devise, develop, launch, and fully implement this programmatic innovation? And is the time invested on the project time well spent? If we focus our attention solely on the far-fetched whats of our writing programs, we may overlook the important within-reachable whens that could afford us interventions into how our writing program's histories may play out for the futures of our current students. Thus, I propose that WPAs need to comprehend time in a variety of ways, chronologically, kairotically, historically, and cyclically. And we should constantly keep our intellectually driven administrative eyes on our watches. For a field that is based its disciplinary identity on a sense of ongoing process and the recursiveness of a revised becoming, an attention to timing is everything. For an instant, let's ignore the final product and remain vigilant of the miraculous moment when the well-timed action word could make things happen. As a means to illustrate the temporal world of the WPA, this panel convenes three widely diverse WPAs at three widely different institutions. 1, a small East Coast private career-based university. 2, a small liberal West Coast women's college. And 3, a rural West Coast public university. The WPAs on this panel recount the innovations and obstructions that they face or have faced and how their sense of timing, A hunch about kairotic institutional moments and or momentum has worked for or against their plans for writing program innovations.